and welcome. My name is Bev. This is Dittmer Knittery. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're well and you're taking good care of yourself. I'm delighted you've joined me today. And today I have just this quick hello from the Knittery. And I have a segment I made last week about crochet art and some crochet books. Last week I rambled on and on so that I was able to split that video in half, and I have the second half for you today. But before we do that, here's a hint about something in the works with Katrina of Mindful Crafts and More. And of course, there's a link in the description box. There's several links in the description box. Be sure to click on the link to go to Katrina's channel at Mindful Crafts and More. If you're not already a member, please join. Watch, like, and subscribe. You know how to do it. And keep watching to learn more about something we're planning. Probably won't happen immediately, but I'm just putting it out there for you to think about. And to ask you to, yes, watch some of Katrina's videos. I have mentioned on previous videos that I'm interested in crochet art and freeform crochet. And I have all these ideas when I see these beautiful pieces. And I talked about it almost exactly a year ago. I talked about a yarn bombing in Italy called Yarn Bombing in Trivento, and I will provide at least one link, maybe a couple of links. I will provide a link to their Facebook, which is the best way to get information. I talked about that about a year ago, and I had checked out some books, and I shared with you those books, some pictures and some things that interested me, and I've talked about it since. I've recently made some freeform crochet swatches and had a good time doing that. And I have like two competing ideas that keep going round and round and round inside my head and trying to come out in my ideas and in my hands, and just kind of having a challenge of putting all this together, the idea of freeform and the things that I've seen. And so, again, here we are, a year later after I talked about the yarn bombing in Trivento. That's going to happen again. Again, their Facebook page is the best way to see that. And there is another opportunity to participate in a small way by making something, I believe, for a child. But I encourage you to go check it out. And I think the deadline is in May. So I will mention it again, especially if you're interested. So like I said, these ideas that I've had have been processing in the background, and I've had a couple of competing ideas that I try to sort out. And so I get these books and I look at things online and I try to process what I visualize, which almost always begins with some kind of landscape. That's what I usually do, even if my foreground has animals and other things like that. Usually my work begins as some kind of landscape idea with a grass and sky and hills and so forth. Anyway, as I think about these things, that's, I think, well, since that's what I'm most familiar with, I like to make trees. So if I try something freeform or as a piece of crochet art, I should try to think about how to do that. And so I want to show you a couple of the books that I found. And also, I would like to show you, I'm going to show you a couple of photographs that I have found online by searching for things. And I'll tell you about those searches and how you can find these same links and look more at this crochet art and freeform crochet that I've been looking at that so fills my eyes and fills me with excitement and gives me so many ideas that I won't say I'm stuck, but I just keep processing these same ideas and not being able to quite execute what I want to. And yes, it's been a lot of fun, but I feel like I'm beginning to see my sticking points and maybe where I need to take my ideas. So, like I said, I will share some books with you and some pictures. First, this absolute treasure that I got from my local library. Now, I go on the library website and I ask the search engine to look for books in my entire library system. So this came probably from not my local library, but a library in the system, and it got sent to my local library and delivered to me. And this book was published in 1974. It's called The Crocheter's Art, and the author is Del Pitt Feldman. And you can find information about her if you're interested. But I want to show you a couple of photos that I think help me understand and may help you understand what I mean about having two ideas. And I need to separate them. Like I keep trying to make them one idea, but they're two ideas. So I might need to make two pieces. Of course I need to make more than two pieces. I don't know why I try to put every technique and every idea into one piece. So, and these are pieces made by this author, Del Pitt Feldman. And again, here's the cover of the book. This is a little figure, a human figure. And this is freeform crochet, where she has crocheted shapes and then joined them with crochet to create this very charming, colorful figure. I just think this is beautiful and wonderful. And I don't think I want to create a doll or a figure, but the simplicity of the stitches, the ability to see somewhat how she has done this, it inspires me. It helps my ideas. And this is something I'd like to do, is crochet some shapes and then freeform crochet them together. And I'm having trouble doing that because I just go by patterns. I learned to crochet by patterns, and even though I don't need a pattern anymore, it's hard for me to think in these more free shapes. And it's been a lot of fun to get myself there. I think I'm getting closer. One more photo in this beautiful, terrific book. If you can get this book, please do. I couldn't find it to buy it for less than $80, so I'm going to check it out from the library again if I can. I'm sure they'll let me keep it for a little bit longer, unless it's required to fulfill a request from another patron. But they'll let me check it again. Anyway, then here is another photo. Now this is much more 3D. This is crochet work, and then she has crocheted those shapes to create this very, very 3D effect of a landscape. So while both of these things I think could be called freeform crochet, they are rather different approaches. This has more variety of stitches and textures, where the other piece, the little person piece, was all flat crochet created into that shape, if that makes sense. And there's my doorbell. A friend is here, and I'll be back to talk to you in a few minutes. I had a feeling I'd ramble on long enough that my friend would get here before I finished. So I had a nice visit with my friend, and I'm back to show you some more contemporary pieces of crochet art, which I think are very interesting when we've just seen those pieces from the 1970s. So if you go to Google and you search crochet art and click on images, this is something like what you'll see. Now, this is a variety of course, and you can click on any of these images and learn more about them. But just this is a small sample of what you can find just by searching crochet art. And then you could click on contemporary. You could click on different choices there at the top of the Google. After you have Googled crochet art and you get this result, then you have other choices. I was particularly intrigued by some of the things I found, and I want to share one artist that I looked at with you just because I think it's an interesting, I think her work is an interesting way to show what's contemporary compared to what I just showed that was from the 1970s. So I don't know if you want to call that vintage or the beginnings of crochet art, which I have a feeling crochet art goes back much, much further than I will ever know. Anyway, I'm interested in pursuing some of these things. So like I said, that's the reason I look at these things and think about this and try to use them to inspire me and help me process my ideas. So like I said, here's what you'll see if you Google crochet art and click on images. And then an artist that interested me was an artist named Jo Hamilton. This is what you'll see if you go to her page, and I will provide a link. That's her homepage. And I do find the portraits quite intriguing, but I'm not ready to try that yet. Not sure I would want to, just because I'm so interested in landscapes. I don't know if I would ever get to portraits, but these are stunning and intriguing and great inspiration for any kind of freeform or crochet art that you're thinking about doing. So here is one of Jo Hamilton's contemporary pieces that's in her cityscapes category. If you go to her website, you will see a category of cityscapes. And so I showed you a picture in a book a minute ago, and then of a landscape, and now here's a cityscape. And I think that there's an excellent comparison there, that here's something that is quite contemporary, this cityscape by Jo Hamilton, and then if we return to this landscape by Del Pitt Feldman from the 1970s, I think we most certainly can see that crochet art is something that's been going on for a while, and it continues to grow and thrive. And I am so excited to keep trying to create something. So these are the things I aspire to create landscapes. And like I said, there's a couple of ideas going on here. One appears as though the use of simple stitches to create color changes, to create shapes that then can be surrounded by other freeform crochet to join and create a piece. That's one idea. The other idea is more 3D, where actual 3D shapes are created to create this landscape, and perhaps there's more use of textured stitches in that instance, where, like I said, in the first instance, the freeform crochet, while the surface may be somewhat textured, the back is flat. The color changes are what the piece is about. And in the other instance, it's the 3D creation of these pieces. And like I said, I keep trying to force these two ideas together, and they might even sound like the same idea when I talk about them. But this is what I've been thinking about. These are some of the inspirations that I've been using, and I really appreciate you listening. I hope that it was of interest to you. And if you are interested in crochet art, and if it's something that we would like to talk more about, let me know that. And I'll let you see when I have something to show. I have some experiments that I've learned from because they didn't go well, and I'm not going to show you those. But I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Here's a sample of the books that I have checked out from the local library, the Crochet Books. I have checked out from the local library. In the middle there, you see the one that I showed you already, the Crochet Art by Del Pitt Feldman. I think that has been my favorite so far. But all of these have been a joy to look at. Freeform Style, Freeform Crochet with Confidence, a Crochet Stitch Bible, a book of crochet borders, and the complete book of crochet stitch designs. I'd like to show you one more thing inside one of these books because it just delighted me to see this. So many great tips inside this book, and right here, crocheting through felt fabric. Just to find that in a book about freeform crochet and knit, that made me so happy. And like, I kind of had an idea how to do it. This is probably how I would try to do it. But it's so validating. And again, that's in the Freeform Style book. Blend, knit, and crochet to create fiber art wearables. Janelle Ruffino and Prudence Mapstone. And I'm not sure how. Anyway, I'm friends with Prudence Mapstone on Facebook. Now, of course, she has thousands and thousands of friends, but I do follow her page and see her lovely art, and it was a delight then to search for Crochet Art books and find that one, and to be able to get it and look at it and find that lovely reference about how to crochet around felt fabric, which has been part of some of the ideas going around in my head that's come up. And so, again, just seeing that was a delight and validating. And all of these books were just great fun, you know, to sit there in the evening and leaf through the pages and see the variety of stitches and have ideas about how I could translate that into something with color and form and texture that would be free form and still communicate the idea I'm trying to communicate. I hope you liked today's video. I hope you enjoyed the crochet art. I do get really excited about that. It inspires me. Maybe it inspires you. I hope so. For more inspiration, make sure to go to Katrina's channel, Mindful Crafts and More, and watch some of her videos. I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching.